Now if your patches have any roughness around on the middle of the patch, let's say, you know, if I've got a little bit of a groove or a ridge there, I can look at the existing ceiling, and this is a knockdown. It's not a knockdown, it's a skip trowel. So there's a lot of roughness going on in the ceiling. I don't have to have the rest of the patch exactly 100% perfectly smooth. Okay, so if you've got a few little lines in there, you can kind of leave some of those if you want. And I really like the fact that I have this light. Can't tell you how much easier it is to see everything that I'm doing. Okay, keep working it. Now here's something I want you to realize. We're in an existing kitchen area, and we've got a few things draped over here to protect a few things. But this is in an area that is not new construction, and you might think, oh, I'll just take those patches. I got them plenty smooth, and I'm just going to take those patches and I'm going to go ahead and hit the sander on there. You know, just a sanding pole. Once you do that, I wouldn't do that if I was you. You know, you throw all the fine dust into the air and it gets everywhere. No matter, you know, you can still do as good as you can by keeping the sanding to a minimum and the dust to a minimum. You do that, you got to make sure your air conditioner is off, your ceiling fan is off, your windows are closed, and all of that. But even then, it just eventually gets all over the place. So if you have just a few patches or something, you can do it this way. Then you don't need a sanding pole or a sanding pad or hand sander, a piece of sandpaper, whatever. Okay? There's a tip for you. Voila! Hey, if you've been watching this video series, I just showed you recently how to install these can lights. Okay? Now these pieces of trim I left off. I just put one up there so they at least had a little bit of light before I got done with the ceiling, before the painter got here and all of that. But see, I've got some patches to do around that light, so I'm just going to pull that can out of there, the trim out of there. The important thing I always do is I turn the light switch off first so that I know there's no power there. And these come out really easy. Just loosen it like that, and there's some little wedgy deals that kind of fit up in there like friction. And here's the end of it, and I just unscrew it. It's that easy to remove these. This is an LED light. If you're thinking of installing any can lights, you might want to decide to go with the LED style. They're pretty easy, and they're going to be cheap to run. Think about that. Now see, since I put these patches on a skip trowel ceiling, I don't care how smooth you think you can get that with the sanding pole from down below, you're just not going to get around the little edges in between all the nooks and crannies around the edge. And you think, okay, I'll just sand it more. Well, you sand it more and more, you're going to get down to your quick set that you put on for your patch area. We don't want that. Okay, we try to cover that up. So that's another reason why I'm doing it with the sponge. See, it doesn't really take very long. You can see exactly where I want to go. If I see a line too long, I can soften it just a little bit that way. Go around the edge. Get it like that. There's another patch ready. Last thing you want is for people to see your patch. You know, this is all about prep work. And if you do it right, it's going to look like a pro did it. You know, you talk to most sheetrockers and you ask them, hey, how do you wash in a patch on a textured ceiling, textured wall, spray texture, knockdown, orange peel, whatever it is, you've got to do this. Now, if this was a smooth wall finish, obviously you wouldn't have to do that. You could then do it with sander, or I could still do the edges or whatever with the sponge, okay? I'm liking it.